The United States continues to be overwhelmed by the coronavirus. But how are other countries handling this global pandemic? Well, let's find out in our ongoing segment, Keeping Up with Corona, International Edition. Let's start our world tour in Russia, the artist formerly known as the Soviet Union. Everyone around the world is trying to find a COVID-19 vaccine, but Russia may have found a competitive edge.
This is CNN Breaking News.
And we start with breaking news coming into CNN. The US, Canada and the United Kingdom have accused Russia of carrying out cyber attacks on several coronavirus research centres. The three governments believe the aim was to steal information about vaccine development.
That's right, people. Russia is trying to hack its way to a vaccine. And honestly, I want Russia to steal the vaccine. Yeah, I said it. Because I'll be honest, based on how good they are at poisoning people, they're going to be really good at making sure everyone is vaccinated. You won't even have to go to a doctor. You just have to bump into a guy on a bridge with an umbrella and it'll be over before you know it. Also, is it that bad if they steal the information if it leads to them getting a vaccine? I mean, at this point, I'll take the vaccine from anywhere. The same way a thirsty man in the desert will drink Dasani. We don't have choices. I'm just surprised Russia tried to hack America for the solution. I mean, the US is handling corona worse than any other country. This is like cheating off the kid who spends the whole class drawing dicks on their desk. So answer number 3 is flaccid penis? Moving on to Japan, the country that always knew shaking hands was a bad idea. The Asian superpower has been doing a good job fighting the virus, and they're starting to reopen the country. But they're being very, very careful about it.
At Fuji-Q Highland Amusement Park outside Tokyo. These are two of the park's executives stoically riding Fuji-Q's biggest coaster, Fujiyama, while displaying proper etiquette for their no screaming rule, implemented apparently to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Fuji-Q said it received complaints the rule was too strict, so the fun park released this video to prove it can be done. The two men, as you see, one wearing a full suit and tie, do not change their expressions for the entirety of the 4-minute thrill ride. The video then concludes with this philosophical piece of advice, quote, "Please scream inside your heart."
That's right. Scream inside your heart. That's the same advice Dr. Fauci tells himself before every press conference. It's a really hard thing to not scream at an amusement park. And it's going to be extra hard at Disney World, because people there scream every time they see how much a hot dog costs. What? I paid what? And I guess one person who will never be able to ride roller coasters in Japan is my best friend Olisa, because this is a clip from us riding a roller coaster before coronavirus. I miss human beings. Next up, let's go to Barbados, a beautiful Caribbean country and the world's #1 exporter of Rihanna. Due to COVID-19 shutting down the tourism industry, Barbados is now trying to turn the global lockdowns to its advantage.
Ever dreamed of living on an island paradise that could be a reality for you? Remote working is the new normal, and Barbados wants to turn its beaches adjacent to the crystal blue water into your new outdoor office. The Caribbean country is going to introduce a 12-month Barbados Welcome Stamp program, which would allow visitors from overseas to stay for an entire year and work remotely. Barbados officials are hoping it could help jumpstart the island's economy.
Okay, Barbados. This sounds like a pretty awesome deal. And there's no catch. I mean, it's not like Barbados is an island or something and you have to get in an Uber to go to the airport to get on an airplane and maybe catch coronavirus 10 times before you even set foot on the beach. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is tempting, but getting to Barbados could be risky. You know, I'm just gonna have to move to Barbados inside my heart. Now, on the other hand, maybe this is the perfect idea. Because if Corona does get worse and you're in the Caribbean, hearing that music on the steel drums is going to make things sound better. Because it is impossible to be sad when a steel drum is playing. Even Dr. Fauci's warnings would sound happier with a steel drum in the background.
It's a very difficult situation, as was predicted. This is going to get worse before it gets better, for sure.
That's right, guys, we're all gonna die. And finally, the coronavirus pandemic has been especially difficult for the world's authoritarian dictators. They have to fight a very real disease while also pretending that nothing in their country is ever wrong. But the Central Asian dictatorship of Turkmenistan has found a solution.
As serious as the global situation is, one country claims to have COVID-19 completely under control. Former Soviet Republic Turkmenistan sits right beside Iran, which has reported more than 260,000 infections. But Turkmenistan says it has 0 cases. Pretty unbelievable. Yet, a week after a visit from the World Health Organization, the authoritarian government has now strongly recommended its people wear masks. But the reason given? To protect them from dust.
I feel like we don't really have the full story of what's happening in Turkmenistan. Because this sounds like the family who sends out a Christmas newsletter talking about how perfect everyone's lives are, and then at the very end, they casually mention that Bobby's been granted parole. What? Honestly, I think that this dust excuse is actually more embarrassing than just saying you have coronavirus. Don't worry, we don't have disease here. We just have very dusty country because we don't own a vacuum cleaner. But if you think this dust excuse is ridiculous, wait until you see the public service announcement released by Turkmenistan's health ministry.
Greetings from the Turkmenistan Health Department. Now that you're all wearing masks to protect yourselves from our very non-contagious Turkmenistan dust, here are some other tips for staying safe in our very healthy country where there's no coronavirus at all. Stay 6 feet apart at all times to properly admire the beauty of the Turkmenistan people. All non-essential businesses will be closed indefinitely because our glorious people deserve a vacation. Vacation must be taken inside your home. If you experience difficulty breathing, go to the hospital immediately so doctors can assure you that you're breathing just fine, but in like a new special Turkmenistan way. And finally, if you see anyone coughing, just give them a smile and report them to the Ministry of Non-Coronavirus Affairs. Stay safe, but there's no reason to.